Thank you. The webcast's now started.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my decision day as the Executive Lead Member for Universal Services. This decision day is being broadcast live on YouTube via the County Council website. I'd like to welcome Councillor Jackie Branson, our Universal Services Select Committee Vice Chairman, to the meeting, and I'm joined by Councillor Lulu Bowman, the Executive Member for Highways and Passenger Transport. I understand we've received apologies from Councillor Pankhurst from the Independent Group and Councillor Rob McAtter, the Select Committee Chairman. Deputations, I believe we don't have any deputations today, that's right. So we can move on to our first and only item on the agenda, which is the MRF update, Chickenham Lane, Eastleigh, and I'm going to hand over to Patrick, who will introduce this item for us.
Thank you, Councillor North. Good afternoon, everybody. So the paper in front of you is the culmination of a significant amount of work against the backdrop of delays and uncertainty of government legislation and increasing expectations from residents. The paper is seeking approval to proceed with the development of a new material recovery facility in Eastleigh. It will really allow us to manage an increased range of dry recycling materials, details of which are now clear from the legislation I mentioned earlier. But also importantly, it'll allow us to drive performance recycling in Hampshire, which is something we're sort of very keen on. So I'm joined on the call with Paul Laughlin, who is our Waste Contracts and Programmes Manager. And if it's okay, Councillor North, Paul will just take you through some just brief headlines of the paper. Thank you. Over to you, Paul.
Thank you, Patrick, and good afternoon, members. The report itself covers the historical context for the MRF development leading up to and post the planning decision, which was received in October 2022. A delay to taking the programme forward was enforced while legislative clarity was sought from the government, which was confirmed at the end of November 2024 and clarified that a twin stream recycling system whereby paper and cardboard was kept separate from other household packaging was the government's preference. Prior to and post the government announcement, the County Council undertook significant discussion with its disposal and collection authority partners through Project Integra in respect of the optimum system to be employed in Hampshire. The County Council's position, supported by its fellow disposal authorities, Portsmouth and Southampton, is that the twin stream system, where the fibre content, paper and cardboard, is separated from the packaging mix, is the optimum solution from a whole system cost perspective. The paper therefore outlines the financial and environmental evidence to support the recommendation that a twin stream MRF, as was previously proposed, is the County Council's preferred approach. Any other approach would be more costly from a whole system perspective for both capital and revenue, and risks further delaying when Hampshire will be compliant with the simpler recycling legislation. If the twin stream MRF is progressed this year, it would likely to be operational before the end of 2027. In closing, this change represents a once-in-a-generation opportunity for Hampshire to enhance and future-proof its capacity and capability to manage household waste effectively, to comply with the new legislative direction and ensure recyclables collected by Hampshire residents are put to the best use. Alongside the additional legislative changes afforded by simpler recycling, the new MRF will make a significant improvement to recycling performance across the whole of Hampshire, Southampton and Portsmouth, and it's therefore recommended that the twin stream MRF is progressed as set out in the report, accompanied by the required operational and financial actions outlined. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul, and thank you, Patrick. I recognise that the Select Committee unanimously supported this paper this morning, but would you like to add anything, Jackie?
Yes, my signal keeps going and coming and going, but yes, it was a very comprehensive morning of scrutiny, and we did come to the conclusion that we really welcome the extending the range of recycling, and we look forward to this. And certainly unanimously recommend the recommendation.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Councillor Branson, and we could hear you perfectly, so all good there. Councillor Bowman, if I turn my sound down, would you like to say anything?
Bit of technical issues here. My piece would only be to say thank you to everybody that's worked so hard on this, having been from a district perspective and now from obviously working at the county as well. Seen it from both sides. It's been a lot of work that's finally coming to fruition, and I think it's a great thing, great project, and I think the residents will really appreciate the opportunities to recycle better. And I think there's great opportunities for us to communicate those messages very clearly to encourage all our residents to recycle in the best way, following our guidelines, really. So, no, very happy, and thank you very much, Councillor North. Okay, so done. Yeah, good.
Okay. Hopefully no feedback. Thank you very much, Councillor Bowman. This is really a momentous first step for Hampshire.
Good.
Technical error. Sorry. Can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me without any feedback. You can. Okay. So this is a momentous first step for Hampshire to enable greater recycling at the curbside. I'm very grateful to Portsmouth and Southampton City Councils for their support and for taking their own decisions to support this process, so that together we can commence with the planned new recycling facility, which will be able to sort different types of plastics, tins and glass together. This is a big first step in the process to demonstrate that we're working towards compliance with the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs legislation and their timescales. I think it will be imperative that we continue to work with our district and boroughs to create the route map to implementation together, not only to satisfy the government, but to be really clear with residents when they'll be able to change their habits and increase the material they can recycle from their home. We must ensure Hampshire is not left further behind. As the upper tier authority, we must do all we can to help ensure our districts and boroughs have the time and resource to work towards implementation together. We have had some productive meetings in the lead up to this decision, and I'm keen to ensure that we build on those and truly do work towards the same goal to unlock greater recycling and improve the whole waste system. As it says in the paper, we're working towards an implementation date of autumn 2027. I will be doing all I can to ensure that we meet, if not exceed, that date. We send a tiny proportion of waste to landfill in Hampshire, with the bulk either recycled or incinerated. Any waste we can divert from incineration is not only better for the environment, creating less carbon, but also increases our recycling rate and costs less to dispose of. And then it has a second or third or fourth life as a new product. I know residents are keen to do more. I've had questions about when and how a greater variety of materials will be able to be recycled more easily from home. And I am delighted to be able to take this decision today to kickstart that process. So I'm very happy to approve the recommendations in paragraphs 2 to 7 on pages 3 to 4 of the agenda. And with that, we have no other items on the agenda. So it was a very quick but very good meeting, and I'm happy to end the webcast, please, Caroline.
Thank you.